Hey Amanda, happy Thursday, happy every day that I have missed ever. Um, yeah, as you know, I have sucked so hard. But I don't know, like between having nothing to do, I know that's like not an excuse, like, oh, I couldn't make you a video because I've had nothing to do. But like it's true, I have just been in such a slump lately in between that and like not having a lot of time when my roommates aren't home, so I can't like record the video. It's just been a shithole and I haven't known what to talk about. I've been blah. I feel like yeah, you know what's going on. I mean, I've talked to you outside of this. Applying for a lot of jobs, doing a lot of crying, hating my life. Not necessarily things that I want to put in a video, but you know, and every time I sat down to try and do a new video, I would have a trouble like being like, oh my god, I haven't done this in in like weeks. What do I even talk about for my first video back? And that's just like dumb. So instead of pushing pressure on it, I am just gonna talk about the other day. I went or last week. I went to a Panic at the Disco concert and it was a hilarious experience because yeah, I don't know how much you remember about. I don't know. You were definitely younger, but not too terribly young. When Panic at the Disco first, came out, and this was when I was in middle school. 2004, 2005. They were my first concert ever. It was like I was obsessed with them, but I was also super obnoxious about liking them. And it was like one of those things where it was like as soon as they went mainstream, I completely turned my back on them. Like, oh my god, all the posers got a hold of Panic at the Disco, and now blah 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 blah. So it was really funny. To then 9, 10 years later, come back, and it's like by then my like eighth Panic at the Disco concert. Their fourth album. I'm like, you know, matured and grown, and not complaining about how they're mainstream anymore, because it's funny because I guess they're not really mainstream. I mean, they are mainstream now, but like the reaction I get when I talk about Panic at the Disco is they're still making music. So, but anyway, so I go to the concert and I'm waiting in line, which by the way is awful. Like we showed up like 2 hours early and we were still like hundreds and hundreds of people back. So that's what it takes. It was like a huge venue. It was really cool. It was on Navy Pier, which you now know where and what that is, like overlooking the lake. So like that was awesome, but it also like was thousands and thousands of people, and that's just like not my kind of concert, because I like being like, you know, front row, like feeling sweat come down on me from the lead singer, and that's kind of only doable at small venues without having to show up like the day before, and I'm just like not about that. But anyway, that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is, so I'm in line, and I look around and there's like some people, wearing like, old concert tees from their like 2005 concert, and I'm like, yeah, they're one of me. There we go. And then I look around and they're also like 13-year-old girls looking exactly like I did when I was their age. Like the Hot Topic aesthetic has not evolved. It's like I don't think being seen or like emo is ever going to change, at least not for a while, because it's just so funny that even like almost a decade later, like being that age and going through that first like I don't even know, surge of individuality where like the coolest thing you could think to do is dress like Hot Topic. So it was just really funny because then I overhear them talking about it, and then I hear this one girl, like, looking a lot like me in my blue hair, heavy eyeliner, Hot Topic wearing days, with armbands and wrist cufflets, and oh my god, like twins. But like 10 years behind me. 13-year-old girl, and she's like talking to her friends. Yeah, I mean, This Is Gospel that got me into Panic, or like initially, but oh my god, guys, have you heard their vintage stuff? Like, I'm talking like really oldies, like old school Panic at the Disco, like I Write Sins, Not Tragedies. And I'm just sitting here like trying not to laugh, and like I don't mean to like make fun of her or anything. It was more like a trip for me, like listening to these people talk about this band that I feel like I didn't even start liking that long ago. I don't feel that old, but like referring to them as oldies and vintage, and I like, oh my god, I wanted to die. And it was also like really interesting because like, the songs that they were talking about as oldies and, using as like a badge of cool were, the songs that were popular and mainstream at the time. And so it's always interesting to see that like, the cool thing in any modern day situation is to like obscure music that not a lot of other people like, But then you fast forward like a couple of years, and the things that like withstand time are the stuff that was actually mainstream and popular, and the stuff that we at the time had turned our back on because we had, you know, wanted to appear cool by liking shit that was like more more different than that. And so I don't know, it was like an interesting social experience. The concert was awesome. I'll never stop loving Panic at the Disco, or maybe I will. Who knows? Knock on wood. But anyway, that's my way too long for what it was video. But you know, I got to get back into this somehow. So enjoy. If you want to, you can make me a video tomorrow. If not, I understand because I've been shitty. I'll be back at this next week. Happy Friday, Thursday. I think I said Friday at the beginning of this video. I may or may not have. Whoops. Anyway, happy whatever it is. Peace.